Ladies and gentlemen, the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, proudly presents to you another exciting episode of 15 Minutes of Fandom. In the first corner, we
Yeah.
have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane, or Popeye Spinach. She's the tranquil dart of Ringside Society and Delaware's greatest American hero. It takes two to make a thing go right. He's Rob Bass, and you are not. And the second quarter, we have that ocean crossing, straight up bossing, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always on the go. Catch him if you can. Said his name in Guyana. Now they love him in Japan. No cap, the worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. And our special guest tonight is one half of one of the best wrestling podcasting duos, pretty much not just in America, but all over the globe. He's one half of one of the best podcasts, aside from our own, that a wrestling fan should listen to. Everybody, welcome to the show, Blue Magic.
Woo!
Blue, thank you for
Thank you
being
for
on the
having
show,
me.
man. We know you're a busy, we know you're a busy man and everything. Making things happen with the mixed tag show and whatnot. How's everything going on, man?
I mean, everything is everything. Like I was telling Rob, I just announced my fourth child.
Oh
So,
snap, that's what's up, man.
yeah. So I'm excited for
Boys,
that.
girls, what?
I have two boys and one girl right now.
Oh snap, the fourth
So
one, fourth one might be a girl, man. You got two tag teams right there, man, or a stable, man.
hopefully, man. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's cool, man. But yeah, definitely thank you for giving us this opportunity. You've actually been on our radar for a while now. You and Miss
Thank you.
Jenna, who we hope to get on here real soon. But
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
that won't be a problem. She likes the attention.
Hey, just tell her that Remy Blue and Rob Bass, we want to have her on the show, talk some wrestling and whatnot. Yeah, man.
Got you.
So how's everything going on with you, man?
Everything is good, enjoying some of this good wrestling that's been going on these past couple of weeks. Can't argue about that.
Yeah, man, I was jealous, man. So I was like, I saw that they had AEW Dynamite in Queens, and I was like, I'm in Brooklyn right now, so I'm like, I could have
Okay.
gone to this thing, but then again, I had these two guys from the Nightmare Factory that I was that we were supposed to interview. So I'm like, I can either cancel, and then Rob Bass, he's pretty much like my tag team partner right here. Like I gotta have him, on every show. I just don't feel right.
Right.
It's like who was a tag team wrestler that didn't really have a successful run? I'm trying to think. Like Bubba Ray. Well, no, Bubba Ray was the Impact Wrestling champion, but he'll probably get back to me. But I couldn't have him. It was like Rob's not going to be here, man, and it's like me against these two guys. I mean, eventually end up coming on for a couple of minutes. I appreciate that, by the way,
Okay.
Rob. But I was like, I could either cancel on these guys and go to the show and have a good time, but at the same time, you know,
Yeah.
I like to sometimes I like to figuratively play chess, not checkers, right?
Right.
And I was like, I can cancel on it, but then again, I don't know if I'll ever get this opportunity again. And then the way they've been going, because there were two guys from the Nightmare Factory, which is ran by Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall, and they've been
Right.
making appearances on AEW Dark and whatnot. So I'm like, I can either go to the show, have a great time, network with more people, or I can sit this one out, do the show, and possibly talk to a future tag team champions, because these guys are killing it. So I was like, yeah, AEW, I'll see you in December if I make it to Long Island. I'm just gonna have these guys on here and figure out what. And that's all that comes with. I'm sure you've been through that, man. It all comes with podcasts.
Yeah.
Like you really want to do something, but it's like you're still into your brand. It's like,
You
eh,
gotta, you
I
gotta
want to go to
sacrifice
the
to
party,
happen
but I
sometimes.
can't. Yeah, yeah, man. But I mean, I love I love this podcast. It's taking us to many places, and I'm looking forward to even more places that it takes us. But Anyways, man. So yeah. So tell us, man. Hey, what got you into professional wrestling, man? What made you become a fan? Like, what was the show
I
or
was
the
telling,
event that you watched that was like,
so I've been watching wrestling since I was like 3 years old. Um, my first memory of wrestling is probably not probably, but definitely is Survivor Series of 1990. When Undertaker made his debut, and it was just like, yo, who is this guy? You know what I mean? Like, just seeing him pop up, and it was on the first Survivor Series match, and I remember the card and everything like that, and that's probably my favorite Survivor Series of all time. I wish they would bring that format back, just having eliminations, and at the end of the night, the sole survivors have that match. So it was interesting to see. That was the thing that caught me. From then, I was just watching wrestling nonstop until that short period that everybody took a break from wrestling. I took that break as well, and then came back to watch.
wow, you started watching the same year I started watching. I started watching in 1990, but the first match that I ever started, because I knew about it before, but I didn't really have an
Right.
interest in watching it. And then I would never forget. I was at my babysitter's. I was 7 or 6 going on 7, and I was at my babysitter's, and her husband he used to watch wrestling a lot, and I remember the one that he had was I would never forget. It was Hulk Hogan and Brutus the Barber Beefcake versus the Macho King, as he was known at the time, Randy Savage, and Zeus with Sensational Sherry in their corner.
Mm.
And I once I saw this match, I was hooked. I was like, yo, I like this, man. I mean, yo, and after that, like from that day on, I was a huge wrestling fan. I mean, my first 4 favorites were I was never a Hulk Hogan fan, and this is not because of the whole debacle with him saying what he shouldn't have said on national TV or national radio. But I never was a fan of Hulk Hogan. But I
Right.
respected what he brought to the sport, and I still, even though he said a lot of he said the racist stuff, I still respect what he brought. That's the thing. I always say racism is never right, regardless of whether it's towards black, white, Native American, Latino. It's never right. But I respected him for what he brought. But my favorites were, and I don't think this guy was any better too. Ultimate Warrior,
Right.
Tito Santana, who to this day I will die on the hill and say Tito Santana was the WWF champion that should have been. I'm
Of
willing to die
course.
on that hill. And
I
my
agree with
favorite
that.
tag team, all time favorite tag team, the Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Mark Jannetty.
Yeah, that's a good classic
Yeah,
too.
that was a very interesting time too. That was wasn't a lot of flips, not a lot of flips and whatnot. I mean, obviously with any industry, there's going to be evolution, but
Right.
funny, there's a stable named Evolution too. But there's going to be evolution. But back then, it was just the stories were just so like you were just so into them. You believed Hulk Hogan broke his ribs and all that. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
But enough of me rambling, man. Like, so growing up, man, did you ever get to go to any shows, man, like WWF or WCW and
Uh,
whatnot?
I've been to a few WWE shows. My dad used to take me. He used to take me to Madison Square Garden. I don't know if there were like live events. That's what I remember, and it's interesting because another one I remember was my dad got us tickets to sit by the entrance, and this is when they had the tunnel for Madison Square Garden, and it was like Undertaker was the main event. It was closing out. He had just won, and as he was getting ready to leave, I ran to the end of the row to try to like reach down from a top to get a touch on Taker. And I remember the moment he saw my hand waving. He did one of his Undertaker move. He stopped and like snapped this look at me like, and I will never forget that. I was like, yo, that's so cool. But yeah, definitely I used to go to wrestling when I was younger, and my dad used to always find ways to take me.
At this point, this is where I'm gonna cue in Rob. Tell him you want to take a story, Rob. It's hilarious.
Yeah, see, back in the, I think it was like 93, 94, when about Brett and Bob Backlund were going battling for the belt. It was about that time. WWE came to my high school, my local high school, for a match, and a little house show and stuff. And on one of the
Oh,
matches, it
nice.
was Undertaker versus Diesel in a casket match, right? And Undertaker won. And then after the match, all of us little kids and then the class were like, "Yo, let's go out back, try to see if we see the Undertaker." Da, da, da. So we left, went out back. We were waiting out there. Undertaker and Paul Bearer come out. they were arguing over who had the last of the vodka. They were like, I didn't have it. I left it right here. You know what I mean? No, you're the one that took it. I didn't take it. And all like this. It's like, oh, man, that's why Taker don't feel no pain. You know what I mean? So rest of my life, I was like, that's why I don't feel no pain. I know his secret. It wasn't that urn.
They had vodka inside that urn.
There you go. Yeah,
you actually, when I hear that story, I had a theory that the reason why New Jack gets so turned up is that Henny, man. He be on that Henny.
I believe
messing up these dudes.
Or the E&J.
Shoot.
Get some Irk and jerk.
Right.
Henny be New Jack be on that Henny, man. That man, jeez, I did. R.I.P. New Jack, man. You were definitely a pioneer. Controversial, but definitely a pioneer, man. Yeah.
I was trying so hard to interview him. Like that's one of my favorites. ECW. So like I used to always when I used to sneak to watch ECW at night. His matches used to be so crazy. I'm like, yo. So when I started doing the podcasting, I was trying the hardest to try to get an interview with him. I'm like so sad that he passed away and get a chance to tell him, he was really one of my favorites.
I talked to him and he was like all inquiries. He referred me to some email. He wasn't rude about it. He just said all inquiries or questions referred to, because I asked him when we had the Life and Crimes of New Jack. I'm the kind of guy, I'm like, okay, we know about Timberland. What about Magoo? You know what I'm saying? We know about George Michael. What about Andrew Ridgely, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm like, what about Mustafa Said? I want to know what his story is, because everybody knows New Jack and went out. So I hit him up, and I thought this man wouldn't have actually responded, because even though he's not the more popular of the gangsters, the man is still a legend in some people's eyes, especially over in California. So I'm like, I don't know if this man's going to hit me back and whatnot. Homeboy hit me back, and then next the man gave us a good interview. I was like, yo. This is we unofficially call it the Life and Crimes of Mustafa Said. Rob Bass actually asked him if he was smoking pencil shavings, and I was like,
he said it was Rob. He said it was boat. That's what set him off.
I was like, Rob, if this man attacks you, bro, I can't save you, bro. I ain't trying to get no smoke with these guys, man. I'm just a podcaster. Yeah. So yeah, man. So you obviously you live in New York, right? Just like I do.
Jersey.
You say Jersey?
I'm from Jersey. Yeah, I'm from Jersey.
I thought you were from New York. My bad.
Janice from New York. I'm from Jersey. I'm from Jersey.
Oh, okay. So would it be safe to say? I consider myself in New York. I wasn't born. I was born in Guyana, obviously, but New York is my second home. And would you actually say? Would it be safe to say that the New York, New Jersey crowd? Let's be honest. The Hudson River is not that long. You can easily take a train ride over there to Rahway or Metuchen. Would it be safe to say the New York, New Jersey wrestling scene is one unlike any other, and it can either make you or break you?
Yeah, that's definitely not just wrestling fans, but that's just a lot of fans in general. And when it comes to New York, you have to be a certain way. I visit a lot of places. I've been to LA. Orlando's like my second home. I go there all the time. My mom lives down there. I have friends down there. I enjoy being down there. But it's nothing like Jersey, New York area, because I always tell my friends this is in LA and in Florida, you get accustomed to the nice weather. In Jersey and New York, you got the bad weather. You gotta hustle and bustle. It's always on a fast pace. Somebody's always on your heels when you need to get something done. Any career in New Jersey, New York, you have to be one of the tops to prevail. So I feel like because of that grind, that it's different and it translates into the people. You know what I mean? So when it comes to driving, we're aggressive drivers. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to school, it makes schools competitive, and it translates again into the fans. So the fans are very passionate. Whether it be basketball, baseball, football, wrestling, whatever it is, you got to know what the fans feel. We've booed the Knicks in Madison Square Garden. We've booed the Yankees. You know what I'm saying? It gets like that, and that's how the crowd is. and I feel like we're one of, like, if not the best audience, we're one of the top audiences to tell you how the rest of the country probably feels.
Shoots. At least y'all ain't like South Florida fans. I remember one time when, what was it, the Miami Heat? I think it was 2012, 2013. They were in the playoffs, and they were down by, I think 10 points or something like that. And the crowd started leaving. And then when they got back up, eventually they won the game. People tried to get back into the stadium.
Yeah, it was like fourth quarter. I can't remember that game.
Shoot.
They were trying to leave and beat the crowd.
I was like, man, y'all played y'all. At least in New York, they would have stayed and booed or stayed and cheered.
Right.
They ain't even know it. Come on, man. Yeah. So tell us. So the mixed tag show, man. You and Miss Jenna, you know, y'all been around, I think, for what, 3 or 4 years now. How'd y'all come together, man?
3 years. So basically, what happened is I'm very into the entertainment world. I worked for Hot 97 for some time. I did some party promoting. I did like work with DJs and so on and so forth. And I always have ideas of like how to do things. I've been podcasting for a while. I've been podcasting since 2012, 13ish. Like different podcasts, whatever case may be. So I came up with the idea that it would be dope to have a guy and girl duo do a podcast together. And it's around the time when the mixed match challenge was happening and all that stuff. So I'm like, yo, this would be dope. Like, if I could find a woman that knows her stuff with wrestling, I'm gonna hold you attractive, and you know, we could actually have honest debates. I'm a big Sasha Banks fan, so anytime Sasha posts something, I'm watching. So she happens to be like, I guess, like the leader of Sasha's crew. She hates when I say that. She's like the president of Sasha's crew, whatever. And Sasha posted her on her IG story, and like, oh, she looks dope. And I'm like looking in the background. It was like the Brooklyn Bridge, or well, is it the Brooklyn Bridge? I forgot what it was, but it was a New York scene in the background. So I'm like, yo, she look like she's from New York. She got some Timbs on. She got the Yankee fitted. I'm like, she gotta be from New York. So I kind of like friendly slid at her DMs. It was nothing crazy. Just followed her for a bit, and I'm just watching her. I didn't say anything. I just followed her to see what her vibe was about. And I remember she was talking about the Golden State Warriors. So then I was like, all right, this could be an opportunity. So we started talking basketball. Then we started talking about wrestling. And then that's how I brought it up to her, like, yo, I got an idea. Like, would you be down to do like a podcast? We met up. We had a discussion about who was, I think the discussion was basically who was the reason for the Attitude Era, right? Like, who do we credit for the Attitude Era? She credits like Stone Cold and The Rock. I credit DX, and that kind of had like a heated debate at the Buffalo Wild Wings for like an hour or two. It was like, all right, this could work, and then that's why, you know, it came about and everything like that.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, when I see Miss Jenna, I'm like, should I? Because she be looking all serious, and Jenna, if you watch this, please don't beat me up, please. But when I be seeing, I be like, she be looking upset. I'm like, should I invite this girl on the show? I don't.
She ain't tough.
I mean, hey, bro, if she comes after you, hey, I can't protect you, bro. Like, real talk.
She comes after me every show.
She comes after me after the show.
That girl be looking vicious. She be looking like, I'm like, should I say hi first, or I don't know if she gonna beat me up or whatnot. And then you say she were New York fitted in Tim's. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, y'all definitely do good work, man. I see y'all had the Reg that did the BWI the BW 500. Shout out to Reg. You know, that was a good thing y'all did.
Shout out to Phil,
because you know, of course,
yeah. Shout out to Phil. We had Phil before that.
Phil from Phil from Jobbeteers, or is he from?
No. Phil's a writer from Bleacher Report.
No. Phil's a writer from.
Phil DL, right? I think it's DL his name.
A few other artists.
Yep.
He has dreadlocks, right?
Yep.
I remember Phil. I mean, I don't. I mean, I never talked to him, but like, I know of him. Like, we never had no conversation before.
Yeah, that's a good dude as well.
Yeah. So I just got one more question before I turn it over to Rob. Where do y'all see the mixed tag show heading, man? Like, what could we expect, you know, I mean, this year's almost over. We're actually done with September. It's about to be October, the holidays and whatnot. But in the near future, what can we expect to see, from the mixed tag now?
Honestly, the pandemic kind of like stuttered us. Being I haven't seen Jenna physically in like over a year, so that plays a big part of it because that chemistry is not there. Like chemistry is there, but it's not like how if it was in person. Because I'm not sure how long you guys been following our show. We've been doing like skits for WWE Shop. We've done stuff for WWE. We've been doing skits for ourselves. We just have like when we're in the same environment, we have that kind of connection where we put out some great content. We've learned to adjust to this whole pandemic situation, and of course, now that we're both vaccinated, we're trying to find a way for us to both start meeting up again. We have a lot of great ideas coming up. I have, like I said, my mind is always working. We getting ready to drop a couple of things in the next couple of weeks. I just gotta tie up some loose ends. Jenna got some things that she want to do with the Big Stack Show, and it's a lot. Like just bringing in different ideas and different views to bring better wrestling in front of the listeners. And because let's be honest, WWE, like it's hard to watch WWE in my opinion. For me, like the kind of wrestling that I like, it's hard for me to watch WWE, and with that, I have to find new ways and like to connect with the listeners and fans of wrestling to like engage with them. So like we've been working on a couple of things. Next few weeks you should see some popping up, and yeah, that's how we just try to take it to the next level. Hopefully one day, we get picked up by a network and actually get paid for this and stop coming out of pocket because this junk is like costly. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we look forward to seeing what y'all got. And you're right, WWE has been kind of tedious to watch. Although I must say, that main event that they had with Big E, Roman Reigns, and Bobby Lashley, I actually enjoyed that. That was pretty good as well. My theory is, man, Vince, he should just get rid of the 3 hours, man. Like dedicate that third hour to something else, like wrestling wise. But like, you don't need no weekly episodic show should not be 3 hours unless it's a special.
They're trying to add a fourth.
That's
Add a fourth. What do you mean?
Yeah, and like you shouldn't. There's just certain like for example, the 8-hour WrestleMania. That's a whole work day. Anybody got time to sit down for 8 hours? I mean, I love wrestling, but I ain't got time to sit down for 8 hours and watch wrestling. Like, nah, like the smart thing he did. The smart thing he did which is more acceptable, is he put it to 2 hours. Okay, fine. He did it to you have it to 2 hours. And really and truly, what if he really wants to keep the novelty of the brand, extension, or was it the brand split, alive? Stop having everybody on the same pay-per-views. Put it back to where it was just Raw exclusive, SmackDown exclusive. Then you have the big four, which is Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Survivor Series.
5 now.
What's the fifth one?
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank.
Okay, all right, okay, Money in the Bank. But I mean, even still, I mean, I wouldn't consider that a fifth one. I mean, I'd consider that like
they consider
just where everybody meets in one ring. Okay, but you can still have.
That's what I'm saying. Like
they trying to change that structure.
Yeah, but just keep if they go.
Trying to change that.
Yeah, if they keep it the way that is, like with the brand exclusive pay-per-views, that would be very good. I mean, that would be great for business. I mean, because I remember when back in 2004 when they had it, you'd be surprised to see like Heidenreich helping Gene Snitsky beat Undertaker, and then Kane gets involved. I like stuff like that. That was cool. You'd see tag teams that like nobody knew how good of a singles wrestler Bubba Ray could be until he went out on his own. And even Devon tried to find himself as Reverend Devon. Didn't go too far, but it was worth a try. And then when they reunited, it was amazing because they reunited at SummerSlam 2002 to help Spike Dudley and Jeff Hardy. So, I mean, they really need to bring that back, in my opinion. But I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Rob. I know Rob asked some questions for you. So, Rob, go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
All right. Sweet. Thanks, Remy. So what's going on, man? Congratulations on Congratulations on the the new child coming, man. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, like Remy said, man, you got a couple tag teams there, stable, man. Hopefully one day, man, they be up in War Games, you know what I mean, tearing it up, you know,
Facts.
something like that. That's right. That's right. So I wanted to say, man, you were talking about ECW earlier, man. You know, watching that, you know, man. See, I'm in Delaware, and like, you know, Philly is like an hour north of me, and ECW used to come here, and I used to love ECW. My mom, she would not let me go to ECW arena because at the time I was like 17, you know. And my brother, he was like 10, 11. She's like, oh, no. If they come down to Del State, you know, you did what around here, you're good. But you ain't going to no Philly arena. Like, nah. I was like, oh, come on, Mom. Why you got to be like that, man? And hearing those stories now, I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah, who was your favorites in ECW, man? Who'd you used to root for, man?
Rob Van Dam, Sabu, like who can Sandman, like most of them, to be honest with you, Dudley Boys, Jazz when she was there, Francine, like, you know, the franchise. It was just so many. Tommy Dreamer was cool. I was always rooting against him, to be honest. Even I was never like big on him. I understand he was like the heart of ECW.
Yeah.
But it was just like the franchise used to kick his ass like every time. Like, like so I was like, yo, you losing out here, bro. Like, oh, Jerry Lynn. Oh, that guy was great. Like, Jerry Lynn is a hidden gem that I feel like doesn't get enough like praise that he should. Definitely during that time, because Jerry Lynn was very like innovated in the ring. So I really feel like he's very like someone that should get more appreciation than he does.
Oh yeah, I got to watch him and Rob Van Dam go at it, you know, in person, you know, a couple times. Man, they tore the house down. It was like
such a great rivalry.
Oh yes,
such a great rivalry.
And I think the match like that was right after that or whatever was like Tajiri versus Taz. You know, it was just like they were just like it was every match was like a banger. It's like a house show. It's like really,
yeah,
are you serious?
Exactly.
Gosh.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
and then after that, you know what I mean? You know, some jobbers come out talking trash to the crowd. Then you hear,
like
Ice Cube. You hear Ice Cube and Dr. Dre, and here comes New Jack with his trash can full of weapons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I remember him hitting the dudes with the vacuum cleaner and stuff. I was like, yo, he got a vacuum cleaner. Yes. I used to always get like front row seats to that, man. When he come out, I always try and duck because I was like, man, he has some weapons, man, and everything. Blood splatter. I'm not trying to get hit, man. Oh,
right.
I remember they got out to the crowd fighting. Just Incredible one time. He was out there fighting in the crowd, and this old lady, he went by him, and she hated him. She was cussing him. She got out of her chair, picked it up, went to hit him with the chair. You know, security grabs the chair from her, and he turns around and is like, "What are you doing?" And spits in her face, and then she's trying to. I was like, "Oh my god, these people are wild!"
Yo,
like
that. Crazy.
Yes,
that's crazy.
I've never been to a wrestling event like that ever. Indies, WWE, anything. I'm like, oh my god. See, I'm going to
ECW.
Yeah, I'm going to Philly tomorrow for SmackDown, and then the 6th, AEW is going to Philly, and I'm trying to make that one. I'm gonna try and get my buddy. My buddy's trying to get off for that one. I'm gonna try and see that because I haven't been to AEW yet. Have you been to any AEW shows yet?
I don't know if it counts, but I went to All In.
Okay.
The very first All In. And like to me to this day, that's like I'm still getting goosebumps just saying this. Like that was like the best wrestling event I ever attended. Like just the atmosphere from the moment you walk in, it was just like, these are my people. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody with Bullet Club shirts, everybody walking by to sweeten each other, and like it was just like. And mind you, I drove from Jersey to Chicago for that show. Me and my boy G. We took, it was like a 16-hour drive. We drove out the 16 or 13-hour drive. We drove out there. It was like, yo, let's just do this. And we did it, and it was such a great show. Oh, my gosh. Like, that's probably like the best card I've ever watched. Even that main event, the way we watched them speed through it. And we're all calling in and saying, like, yo, they have this amount of time left. This is on TV. This is why they're going all out. Like, it was such a great show. You're going to have fun. I got to go to AEW, an official AEW show soon. I was able to go yesterday. But I'm going to figure it out. I got to go to one of these.
That's right. I didn't even get to catch the show from last night. I had to go to the training center. It's like I do. I'm trained like be a ref, manager, all that backstage. All that stuff.
Oh,
Learning all
nice,
that.
nice. I was
And
wanting to do a ref or a manager.
yeah, actually, November 6th is my first. I'm on my ref debut. I'm for 1CW. We're partnered with
Nice.
CCW. They're our sister, promotion. They got the
Right.
ladies wrestling. We got the guys, and yeah, I'm gonna be over there.
Okay.
I'm gonna make my debut over there. So
Yo,
hopefully,
good luck, man.
yeah. Hopefully, I don't get errant elbows or anything. Hopefully, I can do my thing, man. I've been doing my thing in training, man. Take my bumps and all that, man. They even had me learn to run the ropes. Everything.
Man. Oh man, enjoy that.
Oh yeah, man. I'm taking it all in, man. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Now you were saying like being hard to watch wrestling and stuff, man. So what like the wrestling like WWE? So like what wrestling are you mostly into? Are you mostly just watching AEW, or you like New Japan or indie stuff, or?
I watch some New Japan stuff. I watch some of AEW. I watch a lot of AEW. I try to catch New Japan. The time difference is crazy. So I try to watch it from here and there. When it comes to WWE, I can be honest with you, I just watch the pay-per-views at this point, and it feels like I don't miss anything. Like no matter what, I'm not missing anything. So I'm just watching pay-per-views for now. Sometimes I'll tune in and somebody's like, yo, that was a good match. Or like this past week when they had the whole situation between New Day and Bloodline and the triple threat of the main event, I watched a little bit of that. But for the most part, I've been watching those. I've been trying to get more of Impact in my circle. I don't think NWA is for me. Like their production is like so dated, and it's like not interesting to watch. I watched the all women's pay-per-view, which was very dope. I enjoyed it. Some of my favorites up there, and I followed a few people from that because they really intrigued me. But I don't know. NWA is like that production is just like it's. I'm big on productions and stuff like that, so it's just like all right. But yeah, that's for the most part. That's what I'm watching right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a little more impact in my diet and stuff too, my little wrestling diet and all. And I need to get a little MLW, man. I want to try and watch, catch up on that, because they got a lot of good people over there, man.
They do. What happened was they started changing how they like showed their shows around my area, so it kind of like deferred me from watching it. I think it was like for a moment it was on TV. It was like Access TV, and then it switched up, and then it was online. And when it comes inconsistent like that, then it's hard for you to follow. It's like I'm chasing you around for what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no offense, but like I'm chasing you around. Like they try to catch a show. It should be accessible at this point.
Oh yeah. See, that's why with Impact's kind of hard, because I think they're on Axis or whatever. I have Xfinity. And they don't have Axis.
They're not even on Access no more. Now they're on YouTube. You pay like $1, I believe, to watch the show, because they used to do it on Twitch. They switch off Twitch and went onto YouTube. They give you an hour free, and then you got to get the rest and something like that. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. When you do stuff like that, you make the audience hard for them to follow you. Like that hurts your product in the long run, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. I agree with that, man. Yeah, because even if you go back to like TV shows from back in the day, like they were changing the time slot here, change the day, and it's like, well, it didn't work out. Why'd they cancel it? It's like nobody knew where to watch us. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Now, going up, man, you're talking about going to Madison Square Garden, man. Yeah, what is that like, man? I've never been there. I've seen, pay-per-views and stuff. I've heard the stories. I'm going to go up there one day, hopefully, before I kick the bucket, man. But what's it like up there, and what can I expect, man?
Man, you in Delaware, like that's 2 hours away for you.
Yeah.
Like there's no excuse for you not to come up here.
That's right.
Like, I don't know how long the train ride is, but don't y'all got the
we got the Amtrak in Wilmington.
Or the $20 bus or something like that, the bullet that comes this way, or
I think we might have something. There's something.
Right, yeah. Like you can come up here, like even if it's to catch a basketball game or something, but Madison Square Garden is a different animal. Like the moment you walk in, it's just like history. Like it's plaqued against the wall, and you look at the banners walking in, you see the steps. Have you ever been in New York in general? Or
oh yeah. Oh, like, I've been there many times.
So like they make everything big. So like the interest of Madison Square Garden is like, and you say that you got Amtrak. Amtrak goes directly to Madison Square Garden because Penn Station is right underneath Madison Square Garden.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, like on 33rd, like it's right underneath it. So when you get off the Penn Station, upstairs is Madison Square Garden. So no matter where you're coming out of Madison Square Garden, basically. So yeah, it's easy access for you. For most people, that's how they built it. It's a great atmosphere. But I'm starting to like the Barclay better.
Okay.
That building is beautiful, man.
Ooh.
Like the Barclay Center is
The
a,
Barclays
is a
Center
gorgeous building.
is a gorgeous building.
Hey, yo, Rob, you know your boy's in New York, man. Anytime you pull up, man, I mean, just let me know. You just
Oh, I
gotta tell
got
me
you.
Penn Station. I'll
Oh,
meet
I
you there,
got
bro.
you.
Like, you know, I'm here now. I mean, I just left North Carolina, you know, so I'm here now. So I mean, just let me know when, man.
Yeah, man, I didn't know
Man,
it
I
pulls
didn't
up
know
right underneath
it
at
pulls up
Madison
right
Square Garden.
underneath at
So I'm like,
Madison
yeah,
Square
I can do
Yeah.
Garden.
that in a
So I'm like,
day.
yeah,
I just go out there, ride up there, Wilmington, man, like, half-hour
Yeah,
ride, then take the train, bam, then go home, man. Bam. Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah,
I'm,
it's
I'm
right
all
there.
thinking, like, man, I got to get a motel. I got to get a place to stay for the night, man, because I'm not doing that drive back home, man. F that. I'm like, man, yeah.
Nah, and even if you do decide to stay up here,
Mhm.
I'll say get a hotel in Jersey. Don't get a hotel
Yeah.
in New York. It's too expensive.
Yeah.
Like they'll overcharge you. Get a nice hotel in the city in Jersey, and you'll be fine. Like even if you want to get a hotel like
Mhm.
in Hoboken, Weehawken, like they're a little bit more pricier, but they're still not New York prices.
Yeah.
And you get a good view of the city. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Like you can see the city outside your window. Just if you want
Mhm.
to do that. I always tell people like there's a couple of wrestlers that come up here for like indie shows, and I've told them like, don't stay in New York directly because the hotels are ridiculous. Like you have to pay like $400 for a night, $300 for a night. Whereas in Jersey, you could spend like $150 and get a good hotel for a night. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
$100. So yeah, definitely do it that way.
That's right. Yeah, I've been to New York enough that, when I walk around, I'm not like, the tourist person just looking up, what I mean? I've seen the
tall
buildings enough,
buildings.
I know, they big and stuff. Yeah, I'm good. I just go where I
Yeah.
go. I've been there enough to do that. I did one time try to do the I'm afraid of heights, and it was like everybody, my friends taught me into trying to do the go on top of the Empire State Building. I remember getting on the elevator and I just felt the whole building just. I'm just like,
Yeah, no.
yeah, I start sweating. I'm like, I gotta get off. I gotta go down. You know what I mean? I can't. I don't know how people work in an office building up there. I'm like, whew.
I don't do heights either. Like I almost died in a plane crash one time, so I
Ooh.
don't do heights. And then I got stuck in the elevator before, so I don't really care for elevators.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's why I'm like, yeah, no, I've never been to the top of the Empire State Building, and I don't really care to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good right here on the ground. I'm good.
Yeah,
I like
that's right.
looking up, not looking down.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I ain't trying to do all that. Oh man, yeah, man, be like, yeah, you gotta go up. I ain't taking that elevator. Like, man, you got stairs. I'm gonna take the stairs.
Right. A lot of times that's what I do. As long as it's like 5, at most I'll do like 5 flights. If it's 5 flights, maybe 6, I'll take the stairs. Anything higher, then I have to take the train on the elevator. I'm like, damn, all right, let's go. If there's been a few times where like the elevator does do a little mild misfunction, like it'll close the doors, open back up and close it. I'm like, nope, not getting that one. I'll take the stairs. That's a sign. I'm going on the stairs. Thank you.
That's right. Oh man, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't have to deal with too much stuff around here, man. We don't have those great big giant buildings or whatever, man. We're all like kind of ground level and stuff, man. Then you go to the beach and everything's open, man. We're good. We're good, man. Oh man. So I do want to ask, man. You're talking about, you're a big Sasha Banks fan. So is there anybody else you root for, all the time, man? You're a big fan of.
It's so hard now. Like everything, like WWE side, I root for like you said, Sasha. I'm a big Bailey fan. I love Asuka. I love Nakamura. Finn Balor, AJ Styles. Oh my gosh, AJ Styles is being wasted right now, and it really makes me mad. Being lost in that tag team division. I understand what they're trying to do with Omos. They could have did a Shawn and Diesel situation. They need to really put him over, but this whole tag team situation, they're wasting this man's years away. Like he should be in your title picture at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always say this, between him and Kenny Omega, best in the world, back and forth, right there. And now I'm starting to see like not see, but like other people in my mind are starting to gain that notoriety, like Bryan Danielson, and just watching these matches, and it's just amazing. But that's in WWE side. I'm into NXT is not hitting like it used to.
Oh, I know.
But I do like what they're doing with Hit Row. And it's just like, yeah, those are the basic ones that I could think of off the top of my head for WWE. But nationwide, I'll say I like Shane Taylor Promotions. I like Darius Lockhart. I like Trish Dora. I'm liking Lee Moriarty. That's on. Been doing some AEW Dark stuff. I'm liking a lot of people from AEW right now, and it's just right now to me AEW is feeding my love for wrestling, like something that I feel like I've been missing for a very long time. So like this is where my focus is. I ain't gonna hold you. Like watching wrestling matches again is amazing.
Yeah,
not sports entertainment, not the same matches over and over again, not 3-minute matches, not like just good storytelling, different styles in that ring is just amazing to me.
yeah. I actually like watching AEW Dark because I love watching the indie guys and girls coming up, wrestling and stuff, man. Because usually, like who's gonna win, but it's not like an old school squash match where just go in there, big boot, finish the move, pin, da, da, da. Now they actually, put on a little match, and it's like okay, I'm addicted to watching that stuff. I'm like, whew. Plus, you get to see who's coming up. You know what I mean? Stuff. Yeah, you can see who's coming up. You're like, oh man, I gotta keep my eye on that person.
I don't mean to interject. Rob, my bad. I know this is your time, but Blue, do you like wrestling games? Do you still play wrestling games?
No.
Okay. The reason why I was gonna say the reason why I asked is because there's a group called Virtual Basements, and they have a game called The Wrestling Code. There's not AEW, not WWE affiliated, just straight indie wrestlers that are actually in wrestling right now. Like you got Alex Gracia, the Tate Twins. You got some people that are legends, but they're no longer signed with WWE or AEW. Like there's no legends contract with them. I think actually Kurt Angle's in it. You got Enzo Amore, and you got a couple of other people that are pretty well known. I think LSG's in it as well too. But yeah, you definitely check it out, man. I mean, it's a really good.
I do play games.
A really good game. Sounds really good.
It's just that
2K.
It's just that the WWE 2K. I haven't been
like
following.
Not that very impressive.
It's been like
I'm looking forward to what AEW has.
So,
if you don't mind,
I'm looking forward to
what
what
you're talking about.
Has.
Look into it.
If you don't mind,
I still play video games. I still have Twitch.
Still play video games.
I've been fooling around with Twitch for a bit. So yeah, definitely, I'll be interested to see what that is.
For a bit.
Yeah, we'll definitely send you that link, man. They're definitely doing good things, and the reason why I'm excited about the Wrestling Code is because that heightens morale. That back 10 years ago, if you were in WWE, if you were in WWE, you weren't getting exposure. And you weren't gonna be in a video game or whatnot. Now it's like you don't have to wait to be signed to WWE to be in a video game. Aside from AEW, you got the Wrestling Code as well. Oh yeah, true. But yeah, that and stuff like that is like what brings up morale, and that's what wrestling really needs right now. But Rob, go ahead, man. My bad.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, man, you're saying you're a gamer, man. What are you playing right now?
I play a lot of FIFA, and I play a lot of 2K. I play a lot of Call of Duty. That's about it. I don't like. I dab here and there with my son. My son plays video games, so whatever he wants to play, I'll try to put him on. I play a lot of old school Pokemon again. I've been playing Pokemon again with emulators on my laptop. I've been playing a lot of like WWF games on my laptop, like Raw and SmackDown and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I play basic stuff. I'm not like no huge gamer,
Yeah,
I'm playing the simple.
Yeah. See, I play Call of Duty, but I only play like the zombies part, man. Because when I go do the multiplayer and all that, like I'm almost 40 years old, man. And them young boys, man, with they're bang hit me, and I'm just like I gotta wear glasses, my eyes are bad. I'm like I can't see that,
Right.
I'll play with my friend. They're like, you see that dude right down there? He's trying to snap. I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't see nobody. Like I don't no. Oh man, so let me just kill some zombies. I'm good.
Right. I feel you.
Yeah, but
I love all that.
Yeah, I still have my 360 hooked up, and I got in my book, man. I do seasons on SmackDown versus Raw, the GM mode. You know what I mean? Where I draft my own things and all that, man. I sit there, do my own storyline, try and do that, man. It's like, I haven't done it in a while because when I started, I'm like, that's all I do. I'm just addicted, It's like, man, you might as well take my day away, man. It's like, oh man,
right. Yeah.
Oh man, that's great. But Yeah, man. Before I pass it on back to Remy, I want to say, thank you for taking time out of your day to come on and chat with us, man. It was awesome.
Man,
Get
thank
to
you for
chat with you
having us.
about
Well,
wrestling,
me.
huh?
I'm so used to saying us. Like, thank you for having me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man. It was awesome, man. I hope you. I wish nothing but the positive things happen to you and your family from here on out, man. I wish
Thank
nothing
you.
but the best for you for the podcast, for your job and all that. And congratulations on number 4, man. All that good stuff, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck when
Good luck.
your debut of a ref.
All right, yeah. Thank you, man.
Yeah, congrats on your fourth child, man. I mean, that's something awesome right there. But yeah,
Thank
so
you.
yeah, honestly, we really and truly appreciate you actually, taking time out of your busy schedule, to be on
Thank
our
you for
show and
having
just
me.
shoot the breeze about wrestling. Yeah, this is one of the things we live for, man. Is just speaking to fellow wrestling fans and so on. Hopefully we can get Jenna put in a good word for us. Once we have Miss Jenna
I got
on,
you.
if y'all cool, we'd like to have y'all. Once we have Jenna on, we'll have y'all back if y'all are cool with it for one of our pay-per-view
Nah,
prediction
definitely.
episodes. Like
Maybe
we
we put
always
no,
do.
even we could flip it and have you guys on our show for prediction.
I'm down. I mean, just let us know. We're sorry, our third co-host couldn't be there. Kathy, the sensational Sherry to our Harlem Heat, but she had to work, so it is what it is.
It's all right.
But
It's all good.
yeah, but yeah, definitely. Thank you once again. And before we shut this down, where can fans find you on social media if they want to talk wrestling, listen to the next episode of the Mixed Tag Show, if they want to purchase Mixed Tag Show merchandise and whatnot?
Right. Definitely, you can follow me at BlueMagic Grind, spell how it sound. You can follow this podcast at the Mixed Tag Show. You can follow Jenna as Miss Jenna Baby BAYBEE. That you can follow. That's the same thing for Instagram, Twitter, whatever. For in terms of the Mixed Tag Show merch, you can go ahead and go to Pro Wrestling Tees. We're on Pro Wrestling Tees. We have to update some of our designs up there. That's kind of one of the things that we're planning on, is like doing some updates on our merchandise. I also do personalized stuff. So like I have the Black Lives Matter shirts and hoodies in the style of the NWO old font. So it's pretty dope. I had a couple of those. Now that it's about to be hoodie season, I'm about to start putting them back out on hoodies. Honestly, that's probably what I'm about to do next before once I get off here, just so I can start promoting that. But yeah, just follow us, man. We're ready to have a show. And again, thank you for having me on. I told Jenna I was gonna be on. She knows about you guys and everything like that. We'd love to have you guys on our show. We're always doing different things, like you said, with different people. We have no problem. Hopefully next time we do get your third co-host here, then we can all 5 of us could do a predictions or a post show or something that matter. But thank you for having me on. I really had fun.
Yeah, no problem, man. But with that being said, Rob Bass, where can fans find on social media if they want to, talk wrestling or find out when your refereeing debut is? And where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
All right, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, Rob_Bass82, and then YouTube and Facebook, Rob Bass.
Awesome. If you want to find me on social media, not that I have anything cool to say, you can find me on Twitter under @TheRemyBlue. You can also find me on Facebook under Remy Blue. It's a picture of me at WrestleMania 28. Our podcast is also on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram under @Ringside Society. We're also on Twitch under Ringside Society 2019. And we also have a Facebook group. If you guess the name is Ringside Society, you guessed it correctly. But we're not giving away anything right now. But check us back in a couple of weeks. We might have something for you. We're also on I'm missing one. I know I'm missing one. We have so many. We're also on YouTube. Yes, we have a YouTube channel, which is where this episode is being streamed right now. We have just go ahead, subscribe to us. Don't personalize it. Set it to all, because we got a lot of cool interviews coming up. We have a lot of cool interviews from the past, like former WWF Women's Tag Team Champion Princess Victoria. We have Maddie Rankowski, Jasmine Allure, 50 Minutes of Fandom, our first 50 Minutes of Fandom episode on YouTube, Judy Conda from the Philippines. And we also have many other interesting and impressive 50 Minutes of Fandom segments. So definitely subscribe to us. You will not be bored. But with that being said, we also have a Teespring store. Yes, Teespring is where we sell our Ringside Society merchandise. Like y'all heard Blue Magic Grind said, it's about to be hoodie season. Cop a mixed tag team, a mixed tag show hoodie, and if you got any more money left back, come over to Ringside Society and cop yourself a Ringside Society hoodie as well. It's about to be cold out there, and we got coffee mugs too. Yes, it's about to be it's pumpkin spice latte season, so you're gonna look cool sipping a little pumpkin spice latte in a Ringside Society mug. So definitely check us out. All proceeds from those sales go back into keeping our show afloat. It definitely doesn't go into my pockets. I'm still eating hamburger helper, and Rob is still eating Kool-Aid sandwiches. So please help us. But with that being said, we just want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. We really and truly appreciate you, sitting with us and hearing us out. To those of you that are going to listen to us later on, thank you very much in advance. And those of you that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we would just shut down shop and go away. Well, I'm very sorry. Like myself in the Golden Corral and Rob based at Hershey Park in Pennsylvania, we ain't going anywhere for a while.
They hate us because they ain't us.
And we ain't stopping. With that being said, we just want to let everybody know that we understand that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. We're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag we are not the same. Hey, yo, Rob Bass, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for one half of the Mixed Tag Team Show. Blue Magic. What type of podcast are we?
Thank you.
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. And with that being said, we will be back. As a matter of fact, this Saturday, we have a special WWE Extreme Rules predictions panel with our good friend, Stephanie Hypes. That's right. She'll be joining us for that predictions episode. And even though, for those of y'all that are listening, feel free to actually type in the comments when that show airs, who you think is going to win, lose, or just what might happen during that pay-per-view. Welcome that as well. So we'll be back this Saturday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But until then, we're still going through a pandemic. So stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy, Delaware.